I never played Breath of the Wild. It's the same price as the brand new one.
No, with Nintendo.
Non-apologetic news. Lies of P.
Lies of P.
They put a demo out. Everyone said this is supposed to be a Souls-like. I love a Souls-like. The combat was kind of clunky, right?
But are you playing as like Pinocchio or something?
You're one of Geppetto's puppets. The toys have taken over, but you're a good one. You don't tell lies. You start off with like a little nose, and there's one point where like one of the little fairy creatures comes to you, and it's like, Pinocchio, you're a good boy, but you must tell a lie. And so I assume after that his nose grows, and you know he fucks girls with it or something.
It's like a cool game.
Well, I can tell you one thing about it.
It's a hot seller, that's what they are.
It's definitely a Souls-like, okay? It's quicker than a Souls game, and once I got the hang of it at the second boss, it's like gymnastics. It's just a whole fluid, right? But after playing about an hour into it and got past a couple bosses, you get into this like hotel, and then the game starts to open up and all these cutscenes and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not gonna remember any of this shit in 2 months when this game comes out, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop. You know, so I have no idea how long the demo is, but I'm definitely going to buy it.
A couple people say they got to like level 26 or 27 just in the demo.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you played that, or what are you jamming out on?
Right now I'm jamming. Jam. That new Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, I have a weird habit of just ignoring all things like that. But I never played Breath of the Wild. So what I mean, is it worth it? Because Nintendo keeps everything full price for their entire life.
It's a pretty good sized game. I mean, it's open world. It's a bit of a challenge. You know, there's some guidance, but needing to go somewhere and talk to someone, they're like, head northeast, but there's like no map marker.
Oh, there's you don't know which way. Okay,
and you have to find certain spots in these areas to unlock the map to open it up so you can see where.
It's worth playing, is what you're saying. Now, what about the old Zeldas? Because I keep telling myself I'm going to eventually try them. But when I was younger, someone described the game perfectly, right? They saw someone playing it, and the person was like, what have you been spending all your time on? Playing that little fairy in the field game? And I'm like, that is a fairy in the field game. And so anytime anybody said Zelda, it was fairy in the field.
No, I've loved the Zelda series. I think they're all great games, especially the one with Super Nintendo, Link to the Past.
Does it hold up now? Like if I played it, would I like it, or do you like it because you enjoy the Zelda series?
I think it would still hold up. The very first one is probably like the hardest fucking one out there on the NES.
I've been thinking about on that emulator grabbing one of them Zeldas, but I actually thought since I didn't know the new Zelda was out, but I saw they were doing pre-orders on it. So I thought, well, that 100% means that the previous one that everyone loved,
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild would be on sale. No, it is the same price as the brand new one.
No, with Nintendo.
And that game came out in like 2017.
Yeah, it's not a Switch game. It's a Wii U game.
Oh, really? It wasn't even for the Switch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is still like $55 on the Nintendo store. That's what the Switch is for me, is mainly just like Metroidvania player. So that means that those Zelda games can't be that graphically enhanced if they're playing on the Switch.
Oh, yeah.
Like they have to be fairly simple in some aspect of it, or the Switch couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason Elden Ring isn't on the Switch,
right.
You know? How far are you in Zelda?
A few hours into it.
Was it like an 80-hour game? I mean, like...
I'd say depending on how you play, if you're doing, side quests and all that too.
For me, it's all about, like, how's the combat?
It's pretty good. That your weapons, they'll break on you. So you got to constantly...
Durability.
Yep.
That can be good or bad. That Liza P had the same... Liza P. That Liza P had the same thing. Your weapon broke a lot. But if you're like it happened to me in the middle of a boss fight, and then you're running around trying not to get hit with this little sharpening thing out, But I thought it was pretty good. I think it's the type of game, that Liza P, that... with that area I got to where it really opens up, like that's where you're really going to get into the game. And I've been trying to ignore all videos, reviews, all of that stuff. I had the IGN channel on. This was just today or maybe yesterday. And I walked by and I saw something that looked like a Souls game. And it was this big, magnificent boss. And everything was flying everywhere. And I was like, whoa, that looks sick. And then that was Liza P. But I thought it was great, but it's the same sort of thing. You literally have bonfires. Every time you rest at one, all the enemies come back. You have souls to upgrade yourself. I mean, it literally, they're not trying to hide it at all. It is a Souls emulation type game. And that's why I can't wait for Lords of the Fallen, though. Just because of their attitude on it. The developer was like, no one's really number 2 underneath Dark Souls. That's who we want to be. But yeah, I can't wait for Lies of P. And October's going to be packed full of shit.
Right.
I won't even get no pussy that month, I bet. Just be playing with my own little joystick.
What else is new?
Biggest blubbering Baby of the Year award.
That was labeled Baby OTY. I thought it was going to be this
Hey,
one.
bitch, what's up, bitch? Suck my dick, bitch.
And that's where we leave y'all with those grand pieces of wisdom.
Non-apologetic news. Non-apologetic news.